a week off and got some time for guys to heal up and also some time for us to do some extra work. So, we're ready to close out our home game schedule in Lavelle Edwards Stadium this weekend against Utah Tech. Looking forward to the game. Looking forward to meeting up with players that we recognize and staff that we recognize, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. But also trying to get this game and this win for our outgoing seniors and a few others that are going to be honored, and then we'll see how the game goes. But I feel confident in our preparation, and especially coming off with the bye week, feel good about where we're headed now, and looking forward to competing again. That's the goal. And Utah Tech has they're on a little bit of win streak and well-coached team. We're familiar with them and familiar with a lot of their players, and so I know this is the end of the year for them. Expecting their best shot. They've been able to do some good things and score some good points, and they've had some good competition. So looking forward to our guys being on the field again, competing. But another week, just get right back at it, and thankful that we had the bye. Now that we're over it, time to get back to work. And we had some good work last week, but now it's time to get back to work and get back in season mode again.
We'll start with a question from Darnell.
Kalani, you said Saturday is senior day. You've got some seniors, guys like Matt Criddle or Joe Tukuafa, that their college football journey started even before you came to BYU. So what kind of impact do those kind of guys have on your program?
Yeah, I mean, they're guys that didn't have to come back, and guys that like Matt Criddle that you mentioned specifically, he just came back for the love of the game, love of the program, the team, and the university, and we couldn't be the program that we are without those guys and key players. They're the glue that keeps this team together and allows our program to keep progressing. So it's always an emotional time when you get towards the end of the year. Saying goodbye to people, it's difficult, and so we're hoping to have that extend that goodbye by winning this game and being bowl eligible. That'd be a great way to I guess delay the inevitable, which is that the season will end. But it will end at home, and really looking forward for those guys get their opportunities, make plays, and compete. And they know that we love them and we really appreciate them. And from head coach, I can't say enough about their contribution to our program and their blood, sweat, tears, and everything that they've put into their effort into our program. It's why we're able to have the success that we've had.
Mitch and then Jay.
Kalani, after your conversations with players last week that you alluded to with us a week ago, do you have a clear idea of where everyone stands with whether they are coming back or not next season now?
No, that's not. There's nothing really set. I mean, we've had conversations, and want to get our guys in front of people that are in the know, because I think they're hearing it from one side. Want to give them opportunity to speak to scouts and NFL personnel, and just get advice from a lot of different areas. And we just have a bunch of guys, because of COVID. We have a bunch of guys that have their degree in the hand and have had it for over a year, and so I think that the decision's got to be theirs, and we can give them all the information, but I will have a more motivated player in the program if this is what they decide to do, if they decide to come back. And I think there's a lot of good reasons to come back, but this is a private decision that they're going to make with their family and their loved ones, and all we can do is give them the feedback and the information on our end.
Kalani, you have the guys that are for sure leaving, like we've mentioned a few of them, Lopini and Joe Tukuafu and some of those. What is kind of the legacy they leave? How would you describe this class that's departing?
Well, they won a lot of games, and they've also been through some adversity. So, they're the ones that help pull us out of adversity, and they're the ones that have, won a lot of games and been involved in establishing the culture of the program. And so I'm really thankful to them, and they'll always be part of our program. And we always want our alumni back here, and just take advantage of this. I think you get to this point now in the season where you're gonna miss the grind, the practice, it's cold outside, and I think those guys, especially the 13 seniors that are done with their eligibility, I think they're just going to be able to just focus on what they have and what they've accomplished. I think they should be really proud of the things that they've done since they first stepped foot on campus, and be proud of the things the legacy that they're leaving behind.
Kevin, then Jake.
Hey, Kalani, I was just wondering if Jaren Hall or Puka Nakua will be honored this week, and if you could, and if they are, if you could speak to what their legacy is as well.
There's 13 guys that are definitely being honored, and then there's another, I want to say another maybe 15 to 20 that can be honored but have another year left to play, and I think they're still making their decision if they want to do that or not. And I think the safe bet for me is just to honor everybody, and then they don't have to make a decision this week, So, and there's going to be guys that are just probably going to have the benefit of getting 2 senior days, I guess. But I think that way we don't have to have a decision this week, and we didn't have to have a decision last week. They can take their time in making that decision, and in terms of legacy, that all those guys should be proud of what they've done here. And it's not just stuff on the field; it's things that they've done off the field as leaders and as teammates.
Kalani, next year you will play this quote-unquote money game in the early part of the season. Coming off a bye week and then having a game against Utah Tech, would you prefer to have had this earlier on in the year, or do you care?
Well, I mean, the schedule is whatever schedule shows up, and I appreciate all the work that goes into getting our schedule during the independent stage of the program. Most teams have the FCS game early in the year, and then they have their bye a few weeks later, in the middle of their conference, the conference play. We haven't had that in a long time, and that's okay. I mean, that's just what it is. And so next year when we go back to what everybody else is doing, I think it would just be a different type of schedule. This year was similar to last year, 10 weeks in a row, and then you have a bye, and then you come back and you play this game. So all I care about is we have 12 games that are on the schedule. I want our guys to be ready for all 12, regardless who the opponent is, and make sure that we can play at our best 12 times to earn an extra game, and that's what we're trying to get done. And it comes down to this game for us. We can be bowl eligible and possibly know what bowl we're going to as soon as we can get this win.
Rod, and then Mitch.
Coach, every level of football, each team has a challenge that it presents. What sticks out with Utah Tech that concerns you, or that will be a challenge for you to pay attention to?
Well, they're going to be tons of energy from them coming to this game. I mean, this is the end of the year for them. I know they're fired up for this game. I know their coaches. I know a lot of guys on their coaching staff, and I'm familiar with a lot of people on their roster. So this is a game that they've had circled, and they're excited to end their year here, to come up into LaVell Edwards Stadium and play in a big stadium. And I've coached at that level before, so I don't think the motivation, there's not really much to say. The guys will be fired up, excited, and we'll get their best shot. I mean, that's what we expect. My job is to make sure that they get our best shot as well. And tons of respect for their coaches, tons of respect for their team. I've been really impressed watching them on film. Really well coached and great athletes. I mean, they can throw the ball around, they can run the ball. On defense, they can create some havoc. So, you see some really cool things happening on the field with watching all their film. I mean, we had a bye week, so you had time to watch tons of film on them. And Coach Peterson's done a great job getting his team ready, and I know they'll be ready for this game. So that's the incentive for them, but we have incentive for us to play this game too. And that's for our seniors and our outgoing players, and then the fact that we can get this win and be bowl eligible. That's the focus. There's a lot for us to play for this weekend as well.
Along those same lines, Kalani, do you kind of get concerned that you noted earlier that you want to get the players back into regular season mode? Any concern maybe from the offensive challenges that Utah Tech poses? They got some skill players in Obert and Conley who seem pretty explosive.
Yeah, and anytime you have, I mean, he has 79 receptions, and they throw the ball around quite a bit, and Stutzman's the offensive coordinator, and Paul does a great job with offense too. So you can see that the system that they have in place. I mean, it's like clockwork. They can put up points, but they put up yards on everybody, and so it poses a challenge for us, and I'm excited for it, man. Our players should be really excited about it. But the film doesn't lie. We see it on film. They're a dangerous team, and we've had some extra time to get ready for this, and we're expecting our guys to be fresh today. The easy thing is for us is that we can gauge how ready we are by just getting to work. So we'll practice this week, starting today, and maybe get a little physical if we have to this week.
Jake, go ahead.
Yeah, Kalani, you mentioned the fact that you guys may know soon after you get to bowl eligibility where you might be playing. Has ESPN or anybody giving you an idea of what games are in play for you?
No, I have no idea about that. I just want to get the win and figure it out from there. But I'm assuming that they have an idea of where they want us to play. I want to take advantage of the extra time and the extra practices. So it's important that we get this 6th win and become bowl eligible.
Rod, go ahead.
Coach, with the level that you guys are at and an FCS team coming into town, have you had to spend much time in telling your players to not overlook this team and not take this game lightly just because they're in a lower division?
No, I mean, we have guys that understand the game of football, and you watch teams play at the FCS level. It's not uncommon to see an FCS team beat an FBS level team, and so we've seen it even on film when we got ready for Utah State, what Weber State did to them. So that happens quite often throughout, and even the close games. So I don't think that's going to be a problem for us. We just have to keep working and play, and then not worry about what everybody else expects. I expect our guys to play their best on Saturday, and that's the focus.
We'll take the last question from Mitch.
Yeah, easy question for you, Kalani. What did you do over the weekend? I saw that with the bye week, what were you able to do, and just maybe some of the things that you did over the weekend with a rare off weekend? Just extra work and spend some time with family and friends, and got to see my son play basketball and hang out with my daughters, my older ones and our baby, and that's hang out with my wife Timberly and just spend time with them. And I think it was a good break. But I mean, I said we spent time with family and friends, but we watched a lot of football too. So that's just who we are. My family and my wife wants to watch as much football as possible. That's just the business. So we're all in it, And so we watched a lot of football, and I try to get the kids to help me, watch Utah Tech film and stuff like that. But then we were able to spend some time together, and I'm always going to eat, so I had to have a pre-Thanksgiving week to prep for next week. Did Tyler Algier hook you up with that bed that Timberly was posting about?
Oh gosh! Oh, you're getting to that, like you guys. Oh yeah, I just have to assume now that whenever there's a picture taken, there's going to be a post or something. Yeah, I love the bed. It was great. I mean, I have back problems, and so the bed is actually, it's nice. You're talking to a guy that didn't grow up with the finest of beds when I was a child, So I'm always grateful for whatever we can get, and then the technology that's out there nowadays. So if you guys can get out there, I mean, you spend a lot of your life sleeping, so you might as well make sure it's nice and comfortable. It's a good investment.
Thanks so much, Coach.
I didn't know I would end by talking about beds and get my own NIL deal, I guess. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Kalani.
Have a nice week.
Okay, next up will be Earl Triachiran, and I'm pretty sure he's here, so. If you have questions, you can go ahead and raise your hand.
Oh, God, Earl. Wait your turn.
Earl, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm great. Let's get you started with some questions. Jake, go ahead.
Yeah, Earl, we'll start you off a little bit of softball here, but just kind of reflect on your time at BYU as you ready for senior day.
Oh yeah, it's been a journey. 2017 to now 2022. Ups and downs, but man, it's been a ride. I've loved it.
Jay, go ahead.
Earl, this group of seniors, Kalani said there's 13 guys that for sure will be moving on. How would you just describe this class, and what legacy do you guys feel like you've left behind?
I feel like we've left a legacy of just grit, hardness. I feel like we've set the foundation for years to come. Coming from a lot of us, some of us were like, started in 2017 where, we were kind of at the beginning of Kalani's coaching. We weren't doing too hot, but we've, with Kalani's culture and the way that we've tried to change things around, I think for years to come that BYU football is going to be, a powerhouse football program just from, the culture that we've been able to build, especially from the seniors that are leaving, kind of started that.
Mitch, go ahead.
Earl, as you mentioned all of that, there's been a lot of ups and downs during this time since you've been here at BYU. When you talk about the Kalani culture, is it more than just simply the love and learn line that we hear? Or how would you assess maybe what this culture is about with BYU football under Kalani?
Yeah, so we always say love and learning, but it's much more than just like love and learning. It's about when I was back in 2017, like I remember going into games thinking, yeah, it's not gonna be a good game for us. But over the years, like we go into games thinking, yeah, we're gonna kill these guys. Like, we're gonna win. Just it's a lot more than love and learning. It's just the culture of belief, trusting one another, and just wholeheartedly knowing that we're gonna win these games. I think that's kind of what it's evolved into, and that includes having to have tough conversations with players, coaches, but it's much more than just love and learning.
Sean and then Kevin.
Yeah, Earl, you touched on this a little bit, but maybe we can dig a little bit deeper because you mentioned how this team, these seniors in particular, have gone through a lot of those ups and downs from that 2017 season till now. Were you guys able to kind of draw on that sort of what you saw earlier when you guys hit a little bit of a rough patch this year? Because I'll be totally honest, the last 2 years you guys haven't faced a ton of adversity. And this year you guys really did. So were the seniors able to kind of draw from the past and be like, guys, we've been here before, like this is what we need to do?
Yeah, no, for sure. When we started to go on our like losing streak, you could say, it brought back memories of 2017. And the seniors, we've been there, done that, so it's easy to just give up in that situation when things are just not going your way. But being around the program and having those ups and downs already, it helped us get through the adversity that we've faced this year. Because, losing 4 games in a row is just, it's not good, and, the morale's bad. But I think just having that experience from the seniors and so on was helped us get over the hump, and especially this last game, Boise. We needed that win, and I felt like our experiences from the past helped us a lot.
Do you think this senior class left BYU in good hands for the Big 12? And do you think without this senior class, BYU would even be in the Big 12 right now?
I think BYU would have been in the Big 12 regardless, with or without the seniors. But I think all these guys are, I love all the guys. They're amazing players. I think they would have been great without us, but I think they're in great hands. They've always been in great hands. So they were good regardless of us.
We'll take last question from Mitch.
Earl, is a bowl game enough motivation to get you guys dialed in for a game against an FCS opponent?
Yeah, shoot, I want to go to Hawaii somewhere. I don't know. But bowl games are awesome, so it's enough motivation for me. So I'm just being real. So I'm not going to take it easy on these guys just because they're FCS opponent. Like, we're going to treat these guys like they're anybody and the best team out there. So we're ready for them, and yeah, we're ready to get after it.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Earl.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, next up we will have Caleb Hayes. So if you have a question for him, you can go ahead and raise your hand.
Sorry, I get that one too.
Caleb, how's it going?
Doing good, and yourself?
Great. We will start with a question from Darnell.
Caleb, you have a lot of experience in the defensive back room. You talk about some of those guys that maybe will be leaving, moving on, graduating.
If you're asking about all of the people that's leaving, honestly, it's more likely going to be me and D'Angelo Mandel. And yeah, I think those are the two for sure's that's going to be leaving that room. If that's what you're asking.
I just mean talk about their impact on you and the program.
Oh, you just okay. I love those boys, man. They made, when I first got here, they made it easier for me. Even the dudes that left, I haven't forgot about them. We're a close bunch. That's brotherhood when you go in that cornerback room and everything like that. And just I love the experience that they bring in since they've been here a while, showing me the ropes, on and off the field. Guys like, D'Angelo that's actually been here for 4 or 5 years. Those, guys like that, it really shows how much growth, as a DB room that we have, and it shows that experience. So I was just blessed to be in there with those boys, and the young ones as well that's coming in and about to showcase themselves in a few years. Just happy to see them thriving and making the best of this opportunity that they have. These are the few last games, and a few moments I'm gonna be with them. So just want them to know, I love them, I care for them, and I'm excited to play these games with them.
Jay and then Mitch.
Caleb, what does the future hold for you? Obviously, I'm sure you'll try, make it to the NFL, go through the senior day or the pro day and all that. But what else is there if football doesn't work out for you? What are your plans?
I'm going to the moon, baby. I'm going to the moon. I'm flying, but that's a great question, man. I have a lot of things I'm thinking about. It's always a scary thing to think about, because like football is like my life. But I'll probably stay in the field of football or like probably like coaching and everything like that. Get into the ropes of that. I love the ball. I love the game so much. Like I just I can't get rid of it. So or ooh, what do I want to do? Man? That's just go crazy. There's so much. There's so much I'm thinking about right now, and everything's hitting me at once. It's kind of a such a open general question. I'm still thinking about it, but yeah, that's what I be thinking about lately. Just like coaching and everything, and just learning little things in that field.
Caleb, how would you summarize your time at BYU since you got here last summer to now?
It's the same. I will say, like I said, it's a privilege, man. It's a privilege getting and being able to play for a program like this. I've only been here for 2 years, but this is probably the best 2 years I've ever been in my college career. In my life, best decision I made. Just love these dudes, man, and thinking about just what we all just went through and everything like that. It's just straight love here, man, and I appreciate everybody, all the support. Like I said, I should have probably came here my freshman year and and built up from it, but things happen, and I'm glad I just got to be here. It's great to be a Coug. It's sad to go, It's sad to just think about, you gotta let things go, move forward, which is a positive thing in my life. But I'm glad I got to be here.
Rod, go ahead.
Caleb, do you know anybody on this Utah Tech team? I know Devin Chandler is a different league, but he grew up in San Bernardino. Just wondering if you know any of these guys and how you guys are looking at this game against an FCS team.
I don't think I know anybody from. That's interesting. You say San Bernardino and this guy there. So I probably gotta see. I probably met him or something like that. You never know. But I'm excited to play him. I don't really look at just because it's FCS. They play ball and they have every right to come on the field and play their very best as much as we are. Never going to take anything for granted because this season is about not taking everything for granted. So things like that, you just want to keep playing our best ball. And yeah, man, I'm very ecstatic. Very excited to play this team. They show good things, good promise, great opportunity to let people know, we still not done yet. And we still have a goal to accomplish, and that's to get a bowl game and win that bowl game as well for the seniors, but for the program and leaving a legacy for upcoming years, I guess, for them in the Big 12.
We'll take last question from Sean.
That was a great inning right there, Caleb, because that's actually exactly where I wanted to jump in. Because I know you haven't been with this program for the longest time, but do you feel this program is ready to make the jump? I mean, this senior class, you guys are kind of like Moses, where you get to the edge of the Big 12, but you're not allowed to go in, right? The promised land is in sight, but you can't go in. Do you think that your boys are ready to jump into the promised land, into the Big 12?
Hey, man, they have to be ready, I'm fully confident, and I know that, they're going to go out there and showcase and, improve a lot of people wrong and everything like that. I feel like they can compete. They're bringing people in. Coaching is only going to get better from here, They're only going to get better. That's the thing about football. You just keep evolving, and just trying to find a way to be perfect, So, I truly believe, it sucks that, I won't be able to play in the Big 12, and everything like that, but I have full confidence that they're going to step on that field and, dominate. I'm excited to watch them. And, critique them or something. Like, start talking my stuff like, oh, I wouldn't have did that. But, I know for 100% sure, like, they're going to go out with a lot of dubs. And hopefully they get a Big 12 championship for the first year. And, yeah, bro.
Coach Caleb coming out next year. That's what I like to hear.
Coach Caleb? Nah, I'm not done being great. I'm not done being great here. About like 9 to 10 years, you might see me back or something. I might be playing against y'all. You never know. But nah, we all go.
Thanks so much, Caleb.
Of course. Thank you.
Just give us an overall sense of now as you're getting ready to kind of finish up your BYU career. What's the journey been like?
Oh, it's been a grateful journey. I mean, there's obviously been ups and downs with injuries and whatnot, but just overall, I've just been grateful. I mean, just being here, and I think everything happens for a reason. So just me being here today and still being able to play football is a blessing. So it's had its ups and downs, but I'm grateful.
Jay, go ahead.
So this 13 seniors who are going to be honored Saturday, how would you describe this class, and what do you think kind of the legacy you guys are leaving is?
I would describe this class as a class that was that's been through a lot. COVID. Some of us were on the 2017 season, and I think we're just a class that's been through a lot, but we were able to overcome all the stuff that we've been through, and I think we kind of just leave it up to the younger guys, whatever we've taught them, whatever we've talked about in the locker room, or just things that we've done, shown by an example, that they would be able to carry it on or just continue their own legacy that they have. So,
Vaughn, go ahead.
Yeah, so as an honorary member of the 17-year senior club, I think, give or take, could you have imagined all those years ago when you first enrolled at BYU or even when you committed to BYU that you would still be here to this point? And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you've already got your degree too, so it's been sort of a little bit of a lengthy journey on both sides of the ball, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I wasn't expecting to be here this long, but that's just football for you. You have COVID. He had COVID. He had injuries. He had a red shirt. So like, obviously, I'm still blessed to be here. So I'm just grateful to be here. But yeah, it's been a journey. I wasn't planning to be here this long, but still blessed to be able to still be here and play football.
Jake, go ahead.
Yeah, Zoe, give me a sense of what the future holds for you. I would assume you're going to chase the professional dream, but what else is in your future?
Yeah, obviously the NFL or any other league that we have going on professionally is the goal. Continue on to play football. But I've recently just got into coaching as well. So I might be able to GA next year to play to coach football if the NFL or anything else doesn't pan out. So.
Jay, go ahead.
Hey, Zoe, do you know any guys on the Utah Tech team, and kind of what is the reputation, or kind of what comes to mind when people bring up Utah Tech football?
I used to know some guys that were on the team, but I think they've graduated and moved on. But whenever I think of like Utah Tech, it's just a team that I think they have some dogs on their team, guys who are gritty, who play football, but I think they play physically. But they're a good team, and I respect them and respect the players that they have down there. So.
All right, we'll take a question from Sean.
Hey, can I just build on that with Utah Tech so a little bit? What's the motivation for you guys this week? Obviously, you're just shy of that 6th game to get to bowl eligibility, but a lot of people from the outside would look at you're coming off of a bye, you've got an FCS opponent, like it's just Utah Tech, whatever. What's kind of the motivation for the guys this week?
Well, obviously, yeah, it's a bowl game. We're motivated to be in a bowl game, but it's also just winning. It's also for the seniors as well. It's our last game in Lavelle Edwards Stadium. Just being able to play football week in and week out. So we're obviously motivated by a bowl game, when us seniors and upperclassmen were motivated by just winning our last game in Lavelle and continue on to win, because, I mean, that's just the game of football, is to win.
Thanks so much, so.
Oh, yeah, thank you, guys.